Hey, if you're like me and love that adrenaline rush from action games but don't always have reliable internet, you're in the right place. Action games are basically the heartbeat of gaming. Fast combat, crazy challenges, and those moments that make your heart pound. Sure, a lot of Android action games today push online multiplayer modes, but guess what? There's still a treasure trove of awesome offline games that bring all the excitement without needing to be connected. So, whether you're stuck on a plane, trying to save your data plan, or just want to game without annoying interruptions, these offline action games have got your back. I'm about to take you through some of the best ones that you can dive into anytime, anywhere. Ready to level up your offline gaming? Let's jump right in. I'm quickly moving on to the video. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos,
don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos.
Enjoy watching.
Thanks.
Alright, so if you're on the hunt for one of the best offline action games for Android, alien shooter, Lost City definitely deserves a spot on your radar. Imagine the classic isometric shooter vibe we all loved back in the day, now packed neatly into your phone. The gameplay is pure adrenaline, endless waves of aliens rushing at you, and your job is basically to survive by blasting everything that moves. It's simple but incredibly satisfying. What really sets this game apart though is the mix of non-stop shooting action with role-playing game-style upgrades. You don't just run and gun, you also get to customize your gear and skills as you go, which adds a cool layer of strategy. The offline campaign mode is loaded with hidden secrets and powerful weapons that keep you hooked for hours. Trust me, the chaotic firefights feel intense but never overwhelming. If you're like me and love games that don't demand constant internet connection, Alien Shooter, Lost City is a perfect pick. You get that rush of classic arcade shooting while enjoying some modern touches to keep things fresh. So next time you're looking to kill some time without Wi-Fi, this one's a no-brainer. Seriously, give it a try, you might just find yourself hooked. Alright, so let me tell you about this game called Duet. At first, it might look like just two little balls spinning around on your screen. Nothing fancy, but once you start playing, you quickly realize it's way more intense than it seems. You control these two orbiting balls, and the challenge is to navigate them through all sorts of tricky obstacles without crashing. It's like a dance of precision and timing. If you mess up, you feel it immediately. What really makes Duet stand out though is its super minimalist style. There's nothing cluttering the screen, which actually makes it way easier to focus. Plus, the soundtrack reacts to your moves, creating this hypnotic vibe that pulls you in deeper every time you play. The controls are tight and responsive, so it feels like you're really in sync with the game. It's the kind of experience that's simple to start but impossible to put down. If you're into offline action games that don't rely on flashy graphics but still keep your adrenaline pumping, Duet is definitely worth checking out. It's the perfect mix of calming design and intense gameplay that keeps you hooked. Honestly, it's one of those games you play when you want to challenge your reflexes, but also just vibe out with some smooth beats and sleek visuals. Alright, let me tell you about Grimvalor. This game is a real treat if you're into dark fantasy worlds and action platformers. Imagine stepping into a shattered kingdom where you are this lone warrior trying to bring back balance. The whole vibe is intense, but in a way that keeps you hooked, not frustrated. The combat? It's definitely Souls-like, meaning you have to get your timing right for attacks and dodges or else you're going to get punished. It's tough but fair, which is exactly what fans of challenging games want. What's really cool is how smooth the side-scrolling visuals are. The art style is gorgeous and it perfectly sets the dark, brooding atmosphere without overwhelming you with crazy effects. It's the kind of game where every corner you turn could have a hidden trap or a fierce enemy waiting to test your skills. Plus, as you progress, you get to upgrade your character, which adds a nice layer of depth to the gameplay. You feel yourself getting stronger but still have to stay sharp. If you're looking for one of the best offline action games for Android, Grim Valor is definitely one to check out. It's perfect for when you want a real challenge without needing an internet connection. Whether you're killing time on a commute or just chilling at home, this game has that perfect mix of satisfying combat and cool exploration. Seriously, give it a shot. You might just get hooked. Alright, so let me tell you about this gem called Stick War Legacy. It might look simple at first, just stickmen running around, but don't let that fool you. It's actually a really clever blend of strategy and action. You get to control your own little stickman army, managing resources, deciding when to attack, and which units to send out. It's like playing chess, but with swords and bows instead of knights and pawns. What makes it super fun is how balanced it feels. You have melee warriors for up-close fights, archers who pick off enemies from a distance, and even magical units that add a bit of flair to the battlefield. And all of this happens in real time, so you really have to think on your feet. Plus, the goal is to destroy enemy monuments, which feels so rewarding when your carefully planned attack finally breaks through. It's surprisingly deep for an offline game, which is perfect when you want to play without worrying about your internet connection. Honestly, Stick War Legacy is a solid pick if you're hunting for one of the best offline action games for Android. It's easy to pick up but hard to master, and the way it mixes resource management with real-time battles keeps you hooked longer than you'd expect. So if you want a strategy game that's simple to jump into but still keeps your brain working, this one's definitely worth a shot. Imagine being thrown into a zombie apocalypse with nothing but your reflexes and a shotgun. That is exactly what Into the Dead 2 delivers, and trust me, it is way more intense than it sounds. You are constantly on the move, sprinting through eerie forests, fog-covered fields, and crumbling highways, all while waves of the undead shuffle toward you. There is no stopping, no turning back. The only way is forward, and every second counts. What makes this game stand out is how it blends endless runner mechanics with real survival horror. You are not just dodging trees and obstacles, you are making snap decisions about which route to take, which weapon to grab, and when to unload your ammo before it is too late. It keeps you on edge, always a little panicked, but in a good way. The environments are beautifully bleak, and the atmosphere, absolutely haunting. And if you think it is just about running and gunning, think again. Into the Dead 2 comes with a surprisingly deep weapon progression system, plus multiple story paths that lead to different endings. That means every run feels fresh, and your choices actually matter. For an offline mobile game, it offers a lot more than you would expect. Definitely a must-play if you are into action and horror, and especially if you want something gripping to play without needing an internet connection. Alright, let me tell you about one of the best offline action games you can get your hands on, Cover Fire. This game seriously brings that console quality shooting experience straight to your mobile device, and the best part, you do not even need a Wi-Fi connection. You are thrown into intense missions where you take control of elite soldiers battling against some really shady corporations trying to take over everything. The campaign has this cool cinematic vibe that keeps you hooked from mission to mission. What really makes Cover Fire stand out is the variety in gameplay. One moment you are lining up the perfect sniper shot, the next you are sneaking around enemies for a stealth takedown, and then, boom! You are in the middle of an explosive shootout with bullets flying everywhere. It keeps things exciting and unpredictable. You are never stuck doing the same thing twice, which is rare for a mobile shooter. Plus, the controls feel tight and responsive, just how you would want them to be. And let us not forget about the visuals. For a mobile game that works completely offline, the graphics are surprisingly polished. From the weapon designs to the environments, everything looks sharp and detailed. The arsenal of weapons is pretty stacked too, so you can mix things up depending on your playstyle. Whether you are into high-damage sniper rifles or fast-paced assault rifles, there is something for everyone. If you are a fan of offline action games, Cover Fire is definitely one you should not skip. If you are into hack and slash games that do not need an internet connection, Shadow of Death is definitely something you should try out. This game throws you right into a dark fantasy world where everything feels mysterious and dangerous. You play as a shadowy knight slicing through monsters, demons, and all sorts of corrupted creatures. The best part? You can enjoy all of it without ever turning on Wi-Fi. What really makes Shadow of Death stand out is its combat. It is super smooth. You can chain combos mid-air, dash through enemies, and even switch weapons while you are fighting. It feels fast and satisfying, like you are constantly in control of the chaos. The animations are surprisingly clean for a mobile game, and they make every hit feel powerful. Whether you like giant swords or magic-powered gear, there is plenty to unlock and customize. Plus, there are multiple characters to play with, each bringing their own style to the battlefield. Some are all about brute strength, while others lean into speed and the magic. So even after you finish the main story, there is a reason to jump back in and try new builds. Overall, if you love action games and want something with both style and substance, Shadow of Death is a solid pick, especially when you are offline and just want to dive into some good old-fashioned monster slaying. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.